This is Darcy Moloney and you're listening to True Bloods.
Jeez, this is the most one-eyed podcast.
It's what we're here to do.
It is.
There is only one side in this competition. It's game-changing.
It's absolutely game-changing, Deeble.
Riddle me that, mate.
Yeah, riddle me that, Deeble.
Do you remember? It's what we're here to do.
This is True Blood's #1 independent Sydney Swans fan podcast, back in the stunning Swans HQ today for a very special interview with one of our newest recruits, Darcy Moloney. Darcy, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. You guys just came from training. How's pre-season going?
Yeah, I feel like we're flying on the track, really. I'm really enjoying it so far. We just had a light day today.
Yep.
Which is nice.
The rain is about to come down, so...
Yes, I'm glad we weren't outside today. Just a little bit of touch inside, which is nice. Hopefully it holds off for tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect. Let's talk about your process of coming to the Swans, because if people don't remember back to December last year, it was pretty much as soon as that trade deadline opened, you were confirmed a Swan. Yep. So how did that all come to be?
Yeah, it happened really quick. I love my time at Geelong, and I love all the people there. They always will hold a special place in my heart. Some of my best friends are from there, but from a footy development point, I just felt like I needed a change and to further my career as a footballer, and I felt like Sydney could offer me that. As soon as the season ended, in talks with Sydney, and both clubs were really
positive and amazing.
It just sort of happened really quick.
Did you reach out to the Sydney, or did they reach out to you? Was it a kind of a mutual thing?
I'm obviously close with Laura Gardner. Obviously played together at Geelong, and I'd mentioned to her that I was looking elsewhere, and she only had brilliant things to say about Sydney. So she told Scotty I was looking, and then
Scotty just did his work.
And then managers get to work, and
amazing. So when did you move up? Like, how quickly after the trade did you kind of sort of make your way up here?
I think it was at the end of Jan. I wanted to get up here as quickly as I could. I was in foot. I had rehab to do with my foot from
last year,
the year prior. So I wanted to get up here as quick as I could, get settled, get straight into my rehab, so I could, be back on my feet by pre-season.
Yeah, so. Amazing. How is it all going? Your foot's feeling good?
The medical staff here are fantastic. And I've had no issues since, so it's been really, really
amazing.
Good.
Obviously you've come in with quite a big cohort of new recruits and trades to the Swans. Has that have coming in with 8 other people made the transition easier?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. It doesn't make it as intimidating. You only being 2 or 3 newbies, whereas a third of the team is new. So I think that made it easier for the rest of the team to adjust as well, because it wasn't just a couple people. They knew they had to get around a large amount. It has made the transition a lot smoother, I'd say.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you're about to hit 50 games.
Yeah.
Ironically, it would have been, if the Geelong game was the week after, it would have been against Geelong.
I know, I was looking at that and I was like, oh my God.
How's that milestone for you? Obviously, for people that might not watch a lot of AFLW, that doesn't sound like a significant one, but it's about 150 games if you're equivalent to the men's. How does that milestone, what does that milestone mean for you? Is it a significant one? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's come around quite quick, I felt. I'm only 22, so it's a milestone that was happening for a lot of the more mature girls in the comp. So to hit that this year, hopefully with a new team, and luckily not against Geelong. I think that's enough pressure as it is. It's really exciting, and hopefully it's just the start of, hopefully I can reach 150 by the end of my career if it keeps going the way it is.
Yeah,
so,
and hopefully a few more games in the season will make it a bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. But it'll be exciting for my family and I. I'm really excited to get them up here and to play.
Yeah, amazing. So you kind of classified as a midfield forward. Mm-hmm. where's sort of your ideal position to play? Like, where would you like to be stationed on the field? What's sort of like your ideal game style?
Probably exactly that.
Yeah.
I think I am a bit more of a hybrid. It allows me to stay on the field longer, being a bit of both. I think I have strengths in both lines, and it's harder to play against. So
True.
They don't know if I'm a forward or a mid at any given time.
Yeah, it's very hard to play against a midfield forward because the ideal midfield forward is Isaac Heaney, right?
Yep.
So it's like no one can play on him. So if you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Model your game style of him. That's exactly what you want to be doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, your Christian Petrarcas, those likes. So, yeah.
So you've played up against us twice now. Probably, I think the Geelong have probably played us one of the most, apart from the Giants, because obviously they're the rival.
Yeah.
What was sort of your perspective on the Swans from like an outsider's, and how did you feel playing against us? And sort of did that help you make your decision on moving to the Swans?
Yeah. Well, the first time we played them, it was down in Geelong, and I think we
probably smashed us.
Yeah, I think so. But then, obviously bouncing straight back the next year and making finals and winning a final was pretty impressive to sit back and watch that. And, I know last year didn't go necessarily to plan, with obviously some significant injuries to some significant players. But I just seen the potential in the group, and, when I met Scotty, I got along with him instantly, and I really trusted his coaching style, and I trust that him, and now that I know the rest of the coaches, I really believe that this is a group that can take it really far. And obviously being close with Laura, I talked a lot to her about it, even before I was curious about moving clubs, and she only had great things to say about where the team was going, and obviously you look at the list and it's pretty stacked.
It's pretty stacked. It's crazy. Obviously being a men's and women's supporter, your brain kind of turns off the W for a while, which I don't think it's been easy for you guys, because you guys have been in pre-training since February. So it's like I'm sure you're just waiting to play at this point.
Absolutely.
But, putting my mind back into the W, I was like, holy shit, our team is going to be... I think we're going to have a pretty good run at it this year. Hopefully. I mean, obviously, if we don't, we don't. Every team is looking pretty stacked this year. But it's, it is a very good. And they've done, I think there was probably a little bit of negativity towards the recruiting initially, not on you, but there was big rumours there was going to be a big player come to the Swans, and unfortunately that fell through. And I think now in hindsight, it's like, oh, okay, we've actually done a really good job, and we've filled the gaps that needed to be filled. So I think a lot of us are, I'm personally just like, can August 16th hurry up and get here? And I'm sure you guys are too.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Talking about finals, you probably now have the most finals experience of anyone in the team, which is kind of crazy to say, being as young as you are.
Yes.
Do you think we're going to get to that point this year? What sort of experience can you bring from that sort of perspective?
Yeah, obviously I think as a team we're just focusing on improvement. And I think that's what holds you in good stead for having a good year. I think focusing on the nitty-gritty things, our skills, our ball movement, stuff like that, instead of looking at the bigger picture of finals will get us there. I mean, I've played in a fair few finals now, and it's a different ball game. It's not like your normal regular season. Anything can happen, and you have to be able to absorb the pressure that comes with a final, which I guess I can bring to this group, having been there a fair few times. Obviously we only just lost a prelim at Geelong
that year. You guys, from the game where you had played us at North Sydney Oval that year, I was like, Geelong are going to win the flag. Unfortunately you guys just didn't get there, but you looked so good that season. I think I think that experience is going to do wonders for this team.
Yeah, hopefully. Try.
Not to put too much pressure on you. What game are you sort of looking forward to most this year?
That's a great question. Obviously, I'm just wanting to work hard to get picked for round one. I think playing the first game in the Swans kit will be really special for me. Obviously, the 50th game, if I'm lucky enough to get there, will be quite special as well. And I'm pretty keen about the Geelong game.
Okay, getting back down.
GMHBA is a great deck.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, as you said before, like, there's been some close games between Sydney and Geelong, and I would love to be in the Sydney side that
finally
beats
does it.
Geelong.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you and Laura will have a big night down in Geelong.
hopefully.
Yeah.
But, and again, I'm really keen to see my friends from Geelong too.
Yeah,
like, it's always fun to play.
Yeah.
You know,
your
people
old team.
you know against. So it would be really fun.
Sorry.
No,
I'm just going to have a quick drink.
You're right.
I was talking, so I interviewed Alice Mitchell just before this, and I was talking to her about the 5-6-5 rule, and she was saying that, especially as a defender, that she would prefer it to move to a 6-6-6 sort of structure by this point. How do you feel about that? Obviously, you have a bit of a different perspective being a midfielder, but then also going forward.
Yep.
And how would you prefer to see it sort of change to 6-6-6? What?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 2 extra people on the field would actually help
Progress the game.
Yeah, I think at the start, obviously, it was because it was such a congested game, whereas now they expect us to kick these big scores and they expect us to move the ball as well as the men's, but we have 2 less people.
Yes.
We can't kick as far.
Yes.
We're smaller bodies.
Yes.
Probably help us with that.
Yeah.
I think. I think it'll add extra scoring opportunities, being able to keep the ball inside 50 a little bit longer with an extra person in there, and then it also provides, you know, more structure defensively as well. So I'm for it. I mean, I grew up in my juniors playing 18 on 18.
So I was asking Alice about it because she grew up in Sydney, and so I wasn't sure, because I didn't grow up playing footy. I wasn't sure if that was something that carried across all league.
Sure. Like,
I would have to imagine
now,
so, right? Like, I imagine in Victoria it would make more sense to do it that way.
I think locally we played 18 on 18.
Yeah.
Coates League, or as it was when I played NAB League, I think it was 18 on 18, but I could be wrong. Someone can fact check me with that. But I do think it will progress the game a bit more. Like, we'll be able to move the ball more. There's more people to kick it to. It's not that congested. We're playing on big grounds.
No, that's the thing. Like, you look at North Sydney Oval, obviously that's significantly smaller. But, you know, Cardinia Park is where the men's play.
Exactly.
People's First, the Suns' home ground, is where the men's play, and eventually you would hope we're going to be playing on more grounds like that than the North Sydney Ovals. So you would have to imagine that at some point it just makes sense, right?
Absolutely. Like, if they want us to kick more scores,
it's a very easy way to fix that. And I think also having their more extensive lists, which would allow for, you know, like the Swans did happen last year where you had a million injuries. We didn't have to field more players, but it was feeling like that at one point. Yeah. So I think if, you know, it changed to the 6-6-6 structure, you're it make more sense to be like, okay, well, now we can have the bigger lists because we need more extra players, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Let's go back a long time to your sort of how you started to come to footy. Yep. Did you grow up supporting Geelong, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I did Auskick when I was a kid. I don't know if Auskick is
it's up here, but that's pretty much all it goes to. Well, for a long time, it's all it went to.
Yes, Well, I grew up in a small country town in Victoria, Colac. I did Auskick. As a kid, I was the only girl, and then there was nothing for girls to continue into, so I played every other sport under the sun, and then I randomly just played school footy in year 10, so a bit of a gap between. And I suddenly realised I was okay at it, and I was like, oh, this is actually fun. I think it suited my personality the best out of any sport.
What other sports were you playing?
I played netball, basketball. I danced since I was 4.
Just everything.
Literally anything I could get my hands onto, because I always wanted to be a professional athlete. I just didn't know what sport.
I think that's pretty common with women, you know, of a certain age. I think now coming through, it's like they're more set on more specific. Yes, but obviously you're not old by any means of the imagination. You're still very young in your career. But it's that sort of under 20s that now know exactly how to get into a sport, whereas people, you know, over 20 it wasn't clear.
Exactly. And then I played for my local team in Colac, which we played in the Geelong competition. And then got picked up with the Geelong Falcons. Played with Lucy then, actually. She was my captain in my bottom age year. Obviously played with Laura then.
That must be a pretty easy transition if Lucy's captained you before.
It is. And obviously I've played a very long time with Laura. So that it makes it easier transitioning over because they already know your character as well. So they can advocate for you, which is good.
It's like she knows what she's talking about. Just let her go. Yeah.
Exactly. And then obviously my top age year was a COVID year. I was lucky enough to get picked up by Geelong. So
were you and Laura in the same recruitment year?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And to be completely honest, I was not super following the W before the Swans came in because I'm a Swans fan at my core. And so I was like, if I get too attached to a team, I'm going to have a really struggle to not support them anymore. Were you the only two recruits that year?
We had two other draftees as well, Liv Barber and Carly Ramos. Carly plays for Collingwood now. And Liv has taken, a step away from football and, we got drafted together and none of us are at Geelong anymore, which is a bit sad, but dream team's back together. Laura and I are back together, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. So you and Laura are obviously very close because when you sort of, when it got announced, not a lot of Swans fans knew your name particularly, but you know well, because again, most Swans fans follow Swans, don't really pay attention to what's happening outside that. You were often compared to Laura. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
I don't know. I mean, I think we complement each other's strengths a lot. Like, obviously she is an absolute jet, and I always knew she was. And, I couldn't have been happier when I seen her succeed up here. Because I would ram my head against the wall being like, why are they not giving her that opportunity? I just knew what she could accomplish. And she's obviously a gun runner, whereas I wouldn't say running is my absolute strength. So can't say we're the same in that aspect. But, we've been playing a bit together at training at the moment and we just have a connection. Rapport. We know where each other are. My strengths complement her weaknesses and vice versa. And it's always been like that, really, from as long as I can remember. Like in the NAB league back then, it was my dad used to call us the Cracker Brothers. I don't know if you know who they are, but they were brothers that played together. And they used to just always give each other the ball. Because that's what we were a bit like.
I mean, I think everyone is very excited to see that play out.
Hopefully, I've talked a big game now, so it better come true.
It's all right. We've got the clip, and then as soon as it happens, we have the video.
Hopefully.
No, that's really exciting. Who else sort of at the club? Obviously, super excited to play with Laura again. Were you most looking forward to playing with again from either a new recruit or someone that's been here for ages?
I mean, this list has so many players that, was an exciting concept for me to play with them. Like, obviously, Chloe Molloy, one of the best players in the competition. It's always exciting to have someone like her on your team. It's annoying to play against. So I was like, it would be really nice. And just to learn off her, obviously she's an elite athlete and in her preparation as well. So just getting little things off her and her leadership as well. Ali Morfitt, at Geelong, we probably lacked a little bit in the ruck department for a few years. The rucks we had did a brilliant job at the time, but I know they were out of position.
The also has changed quite significantly in like the last 2 years even.
And she's a jet. Obviously she's already been an All-Australian. So it's been really nice to get that connection with her on the field and off the field. She's a great person as well. Brenna, obviously. Star
All-Australian last year.
Absolutely. Don't tell her that though. She's too humble. She won't take it. I do it all the time. I just tease her about it. But in all honesty,
I think the biggest sort of tick in Brenna's humbleness column was not even being here for the All-Australians. She wasn't going to be.
She just didn't even think of it. Whereas watching back games from last year and stuff, she's just so strong down back. I feel so safe with her down there. I feel like
it's a game. She has a game that I have not seen replicated in anyone else in the competition.
Absolutely.
She's such a star.
And having someone like that in your team is, you can take comfort in if our midfield there. Like, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but if it does, I'm safe with her down there.
It's nice having Brenna's hands, just Brenna's hands in particular, not even everything else she can do.
Absolutely. So, they're just a few of the names, but I think the whole list is really exciting. Like, you got Cynthia Hamilton. I think we get along really well and have really good footy chemistry.
I was going to say, I feel like, if I had to sort of put you in the same like if I was thinking like the half forward line, you on one side, Cynthia on the other, that's like such an ideal sort of setup in my head.
Exactly. So there's that Mon Ham and I have really good chemistry as well. You know, we love working with each other in the midfield as well. She's a beast as well. Like honestly, the list could go on and on.
You can pretty much name everyone at this point.
Like it's really exciting to hopefully play with a bunch of these girls. So
who sort of maybe you haven't seen have a chance yet that you're like really looking to look of in training, or you think is going to have a breakout season?
Look, I think Lara's been training really, really well.
Hutzberger.
I've been really impressed with her attack on the footy and her improvement just over the time I've been here. And I didn't even get to see her last year, obviously. I think she, you know, if she continues on this path, like I think she's going to be a really, really good player for us. You know, I would like to see maybe a bit more of Paris McCarthy. Like she did kick a fair few on us last year. And then also Holly Cooper. She's very speedy. So I would love to see her get on the end of a bit more. But yeah, like I could literally name anyone. I've been really impressed.
Well, Della has just appeared in the window. So I think we should probably wrap it up. As I said during the Alice interview, get out to North Sydney Oval August 16th. We'll just take on the Tide. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm got my fingers crossed that we see Darcy in red and white for the first time that day. I think we will. I think we should be blessed in that regard. Hopefully. But Darcy, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it. No,
thanks for having me, guys.
This has been True Bloods, the #1 independent Sydney Swans fan podcast. We're #1 in the hearts, we're #1 in the charts, we're speaking words of wisdom. Up the potty.